Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Happy Tuesday to you. Tuesday may seem like just another day of the week, but to us, it's our show day, which means it's my favorite day of the week. So happy Tuesday to you. This is What's the Story with Maria. We are coming to you live from New York City. And of course, I'm coming to you live from New York City, but Leo, my sidekick, assistant, and co-host, is coming to you from Idlewild, California, and he is running the show like Oz behind the curtain back there.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Exactly. So Leo Rodriguez is running our show. Okay. So I want to pull up. We're going live on What's the Story with Maria. And we are also going live on, hold on, I do this every week. Like just another from all right, hold on. And I also like to watch it on my page because sometimes different comments come on one page and the other page, and I don't want to miss anything. I want to make sure that I see both pages and both comments. Also, we come to you live there it is, on YouTube. Leo, you read my mind. So Leo, tell everybody about I love this. I love when you do this. This is so much fun. Leo, tell everybody about the YouTube page.
What dimension am I in? I don't know.
So tell everybody about our YouTube page.
Our YouTube page, if you go to our YouTube, you'll see What's the Story with Maria. And we are going live there, so we're broadcasting live. You can comment there on YouTube. So if you don't have Facebook, you can comment there with us at YouTube. What's the Story with Maria? And we get your comments here, and we can respond back as well. We have every show from the first show when your brother from another mother, Chris DePiro, was on.
Chris DePiro was my first guest ever, and Chris was in first tonight, and I'm watching it on my phone on the show page. And Rena Crignali-Bergi, Weather Girl, and look who else has joined us. You see, they're on two different pages. Alana Diaz.
Alana, go boom! Woo! You got me first this time.
She says Maria and Leo go boom. We don't boom as big as you. You are the boomer. You are the original go boomer.
And she's a Palm Spring boomer too, which is right down the hill from me here.
That's right, but she's in New York, but she was born there. You're right.
We switched.
And I think her dad still lives out there. He's a jazz guy. Alana is at the Stonewall Inn as we speak with that cute boy that is a friend of yours, Miles Whitaker. Yay. I had the great pleasure of working with Miles last night at the Stonewall Inn. And Miles, Lawrence, Tim, and I say hello from the Stonewall. Oh, you're working with Tim Splain. And Lawrence Baca, what a great team.
I love Lawrence Baca. The first time I sang before I went out with you guys, the first time I sang at Stonewall was for a Lawrence Baca event.
Oh, really?
Yep, I sang with my friend Elliot. We went up there.
So Lawrence is running the lights and sound tonight there. However, Lawrence is also a great singer. So the Stonewall Inn is just like chock full of entertainment.
And so is Miles.
Do you have Rena says, do you have a preference as to which page you want us to use? No, Rena, not really. I mean, it doesn't matter. Whatever's easier for you. I just like to, Enrique Arroyo is watching. Hi, Enrique. That's Judy's little brother.
Oh.
Not the littlest brother. The littlest one is Ralphie. But Enrique, hi, Enrique. And Christian Ramos is watching. He's my great friend. Used to work at the Duplex. He's a wonderful guy. It doesn't matter, Rena, whatever page works for you. So.
As long as you're watching.
As long as you're watching. Last night, I was talking with Lawrence, Miles. My friend Joe Gulla came in. My friend Michael Miller came into the Stonewall. And we were talking about how Leo sometimes likes to watch movies as a group on StreamYard. So I said we should get together, a bunch of us, and do maybe once the winter hits, Leo, and it's kind of
it's colder. We've been threatening a Moonstruck night ever.
Moonstruck is my favorite movie of all time.
I know.
Rena,
That's one
would
of
you
my
join
favorites.
us for that if we did a Moonstruck night? That would be a private event, though. But
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
these
we
are private
could,
events.
but that would be a private event.
The
So
question is, would we even be able to hear the movie because we would all be quoting
we know all the
lines.
lines. The Italians know all the lines to that.
Oh.
All right, so we got a
Your
bunch
life
of
is going
great
down.
people watching.
Your life is going down the toilet.
Oh my, so many good lines. Okay, so it's summer. We are in the middle of August. A heat wave just ended in July, and we had actually beautiful weather here. Rena, what is the weather like in Massachusetts tonight? Is it still beautiful? We went to a wedding. Our cousin Nicole.
I saw the pictures. I was gonna bring them up, but I figured that was a family event. So
yeah, well, that's all right. I mean, we had so much fun, and it's really the weather is beautiful today in New York and Massachusetts. What's the weather like where you are, Leo?
we're hot and humid. It's really funny because this mountain
You're in the
area,
mountains. You're in the mountains.
but we have the same, almost the same as you in New York. When it's humid, it's definitely a little bit. It's not as humid as it gets in New York. That's for sure. We have less water, but when we do have our monsoon rains that go over the desert, we catch them. It gets humid. The clouds come in. All of a sudden, you got a thunderstorm, and then it's gone.
Yeah, we had some crazy thunderstorms a few weeks ago. As a matter of fact, my friend Joe Gulla, who was, famous playwright, who was at the Stonewall Inn last night, he was driving his mom's car on Route 9 and got caught in like a low-lying area. And the car got stuck. He couldn't move it. And he literally had to, the car like just kind of drifted off to the side, and he got out, and that's still in the shop. It's been in the shop for like a month.
Doesn't Joe Gulla have like the power of the gulls, the seagulls to come in? Like I figured he was like that kind of magical.
Maybe he is. I don't know.
Plays.
I don't know. It's nice tonight. The heat will be back on Saturday. Yes, thank you. Rena, of course, is our weather girl in Massachusetts. Rena Cugnali-Berge. She's in Woburn. I saw her this weekend. We had the time of our lives. And, she is married to Mr. February in our calendar. And
Mr.
our show calendar are nothing but the apron calendar. We are in August right now.
August is the month of?
Let's just check out Mr. August. Let me see if I remember who he is. Oh, my God. It's Leo. Leo Rodriguez is Mr. August. There he is.
There's my Janet Nip slip for everybody.
Yep. As always.
CBS didn't find me, though, that's for sure.
People always notice it. Now, I will say, Leo,
the picture you sent me, by the way, of Miss Lavinia at her rehearsal with her calendar open.
Do you want to show that?
It cracks me up. I'll bring it up for a little bit later.
All right, so I'm working with Susie, right? I'm working with Susie. We're teaching, and I look at the window, and she has her stuff on the window, and I had to send it to Leo because she pulled out her calendar, which she uses everywhere she goes, and who is she showing but Leo Rodriguez as Mr. August, and I just laughed and had to take a picture of it. I said, Leo, you were in class with us today, half naked. There it is. That's it. There's Susie's calendar, her phone, her calendar, all out.
You can't deny the glasses either. You can easily say,
those are
Susie's. Yeah,
those are definitely hers. Okay, so we have a wonderful guest tonight. I am so excited because we've been trying to coordinate it. He's such a sweet man.
It's his second appearance.
Yes. Well, although I don't know if he zoomed in or called in the last time.
I think he called in the last time.
Called in the last
phone.
This was because it was during COVID. I don't know if we had done the StreamYard thing yet. But tonight he is zooming in. He is my friend Brian Johnston. We went to high school together, and he's just a sweet guy. DJ Brian. So, and he's doing some great stuff. It's summer. He's always doing great stuff, but in the summer he does a lot of stuff. So we're going to have him zoom in a little while. We just want to talk about a few things. So let me see, Rena. I loved seeing you on Saturday. I loved seeing you too, Rena. That was so wonderful. And
I can only imagine when you girls get together.
I know. And my cousin Marisa and the Raskowskis were there, and the Savino boys were there. By the way, Leo, that's why I pulled out the calendar. I have so much to tell you. I saw my cousin Jerry Sabino. I gave him an apron. His wife will be taking a photo shoot. He is very excited. So he will be sending us pictures soon, very soon. I also saw my cousin Robbie Cunali, who is Rena's brother. He's also extremely handsome. He will be taking some pictures. Oh, hi, Andy Prasky.
Hi, Andy.
He will be taking some pictures. His wife said they're going to take pictures on the boat. They have a boat. So he will be on the boat with the apron probably flapping away.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. So I said to them, I said, listen, it's called nothing but the apron. You know, you can wear shorts underneath as long as both of my cousins were like, no, we're going to be naked. Don't worry. We said we'll be naked. They are, Rena, you had to hear them.
Sun's out, buns out. You know, that's all I got to say.
That's it.
That's all I got to say.
That's what's going to be going on.
I can only imagine, and I'm going to take it that they're just doing these photos for me.
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Andy Prasky has joined us. We love Andy Prasky.
Yes, we do.
Ann Bradstreet Brown. Hi, Ann. How are you? She has joined us. Nice to see you. Who else? Let me see if I have any. Okay. So a bunch of our friends are on. Let's do our merchandise right now before we bring Brian on.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so we do have merchandise, of course, as does the whole world these days, right?
Yep.
So let's do our tote bag first. And I'll tell you why this is when Leo first said we should get tote bags, this was a while ago, and I said, Leo, what do we need tote bags for? Who's going to buy a tote bag? He was right. He said pretty soon plastic, they're going to start getting rid of plastic and people are going to want tote bags. It says, go ahead, keep eating on one side. A much younger version of me on the other. This is $10, but it's.
I didn't iron this one, so if this makes you feel better, I didn't iron it.
You don't need to iron it. Use it every day.
Well, that way, you know, I kept some of your wrinkles there.
And it's not just something you could use at the grocery store. You could use this for every day.
It
washes really well. It really, I mean, I've had mine forever. You've had yours forever. And of course, the mug. We have our mug is also $10. Our What's the Story? Go ahead, keep eating mug. I actually love this mug. I think it's wonderful. So thank you, Leo. Help me design these. We did it together.
This is daily use. This is
love. Me too, honey. Me too. Maybe we'll get some new ones this year. Okay. Also, this is our piece de resistance, the blue apron. What's the Story with Maria apron? This is $25, but they fly off the shelves.
Democrat blue. Dodger blue.
And Dodger blue. And how many times have you watched that, Leo? The color.
Oh my God! After COVID, we use this like weekly.
Our calendars. I mean, now we're in August, so nobody's. I only have a few anyway.
No, but we're taking reservations for next year, right?
I'm keeping them as collector's item. Let me just tell you something. These are the people so far, and which means we have 11 of them. We only have one slot left. Elaine Feliciano.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Feliciano's beautiful wife. She's going to join us. John
January.
Pietaro and Lori Towers are taking a month. They're a married couple. They're musicians, incredible, and disc jockeys. Elliot Roth is threatening to do one.
Oh, hubba.
I know. Jerry Savino, my cousin, is doing one. Robbie Cunali, Rena's brother, my cousin, is doing one. Justin Gregory Lopez is doing one. Yes. Head Manuel Soto, our Puerto Rican hottie, is doing one. Lavinia, of course.
Yeah, she's got a right centerfold.
Chauncey Dandridge is doing
Woo-hoo!
one. I know. He's our little bear. The Fit Foleys, Carrie Lynn Foley and David Foley Jr., married couple, they're doing one. And then Lucas
really sweet couple.
Ferdland is doing one. Hot ballet dancer. Lucas, who, by the way, Lucas just got a show. He's joining a dance company in Oakland.
Well, I'm sorry, Lucas Ferdland?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's a.
Yeah, he is. He just was booked a year tour with the Oakland Ballet Company.
With the Oakland Ballet. That's amazing. Congratulations, Lucas.
I know. We're going to have him zoomed back in.
He's in the same state as me. Rory
Taggart is watching us from Canada.
Hi,
Stephen Simon Claffey is watching. And Tree Sequoia is watching. Tree, I'm glad you're on the mend. You know, Tree is famous. He is a bartender at Stonewall, and he's been around a long time. And he is as famous as the Stonewall itself. and he just had some surgery a few weeks ago, and he's on the mend, and we're so happy to hear that. So lots of stuff. Speaking of the Stonewalling, I'm trying to get in as much as I can before we bring in our sweetheart Brian. Okay. Yes, thank you, Andy. Love you, Tree. Tree is the most wonderful sweetheart. He's just such a sweet man. There's a lot going on. Or maybe should we save this for? We could save this for the end. The Madonna. Maybe we'll save
that for the end.
We'll save it for the end. Okay, so there's an event going on at Stonewall that DJ Chauncey D is running there. And speaking of DJs, we have a DJ. Barry Silver has also joined us from Florida. We have tonight's guest is my friend Brian Johnston. He and I went to high school together. He's a lovely, lovely, beautiful guy, and he's also a DJ in the music business and is constantly working. And I always see him, putting stuff up, and he always comments on our page, and he usually watches our show. Martin Marushak is watching us as well.
Yeah, Martin.
And so I was like, Brian, do you want to come on the show? And he graciously said yes. And you're right. He reminded me he had called into the show a while back. But now we can actually have him Zoom in. And we were just talking to him in the green room. His grandson was there, who is a mini version of him. It's adorable. But are we ready to bring on friend Brian?
I think so. I see several bottles that are empty now in my champagne. So.
Oh, my God. There he is, my high school buddy. Hi, Brian.
Hey, Maria. How are you?
I'm great, honey. It's so good to see you.
Same here. So last time I was on the phone. This is so nice to Zoom with you guys now.
Yeah, last time I was on the phone. And I don't know if the listeners remember, but Brian, during COVID, was doing this really cool thing. Brian, and that's when you called in. Tell everybody what you were doing during COVID. That I swear to God, I was glued to it every week.
So I started an online musical bingo just to give people something to do, because obviously we were all kind of, shut-ins and, so, and it was fun. We had a huge following. I mean, a couple hundred people. We had somebody one night from Alaska. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. People still talk about it. And
I loved it.
We had a couple of pop-ups since then, and we may do another one. Who knows?
Yeah, I know. It's funny. I was just talking to my friend the other day, and I said, it's almost bizarre to remember that time. And it was only not that long ago, but it was so different than where we are now.
Oh.
And I got to tell you, a lot of things came out of it that I enjoyed. And your show was one of those things.
Thank you.
Because we reconnected during it. I was like, this is my friend from high school.
That was cool.
And I would wait for it every week. Like I would think, okay, I'm going to set up my computer and I'm going to join Brian. And it was just like a nice way for people. We were all so terrified, but it was a nice way to reconnect.
I think it took the edge off. We had some laughs.
Yeah.
We had some fun. I mean, music is music. It's just, it brings out the best in everyone. So it was neat. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Now you're not home right now. You're in New Hampshire, right?
No, I'm actually back home. I was in Maine.
Oh, you were in Maine. Okay.
Yep. My daughter lives up in Kennebunk.
Oh,
so we're up there for a couple of days. Probably one of the most beautiful U.S. states. I mean, northeastern states. It's just awesome up there.
Yeah, it's
so
beautiful.
The seacoast and the lighthouses and all that. But yeah, I was up there for a couple of days, and then I just came back home tonight, just so I could be home here and have good service to visit with you.
Well, thank you, honey, for making that trip, because that's not an easy trip. That's a few hours there. Now, so you are. I mean, you're a DJ. You're DJ Brian. Everybody knows DJ Brian. But you also, right now during the summer, always go and do some stuff at camp, right?
So, yeah. So I work, this is my 18th year, and I'm up at the Adventure Bound Resort up in New Hampshire, my 18th year at the resort. And I'm up there probably 12 to 14 dates in the summer. And it's so cool. It's like a working vacation. We go up, we stay there. The family comes up. My grandson comes up and hangs out with me. And it's a cool gig.
And if people don't know what that place is and what you do there, how would you describe what you do there, Brian?
So it's a camping resort per se.
For kids, for adults?
Well, there's probably a couple hundred cabins, which are super nice.
Yeah.
And then the sites, if you want to come up in an RV or whatever, you want to do. So that's, and people come up and they stay and they come down. We get a couple of hundred people maybe on a weekend night. And it's just every weekend's a different theme.
Really?
Coming up is country, which I'm kind of excited about.
Yeah.
But we have the 80s, a bunch of different things.
And you DJ all the events.
Yeah, the majority, yeah.
Wow. Now, you know what? Speaking of country, it's funny that you should bring that up because I was at a wedding this weekend in Massachusetts, in Easton, Mass. And I was really like surprised at how many country songs they play because I'm like, we're Massachusetts. Like when we were in high school, nobody was playing country music, but this right? Do you remember? Like,
oh my God, yeah. So I think
like,
the 90s is when it really started opening up.
Yeah.
It's huge right now. It's huge.
So this is your camp that you work at it in the summertime. Wow, that's a big place.
There's probably 400-ish sites or something.
Wow.
So
and there's always themes going on. That's so cute.
So
country. Thank you for
not putting me in those pictures.
But you as a DJ, you've seen like a shift in music, but this younger generation, they're crazy about country.
It's big. I mean, my kids, my kids got me into it.
You see what I mean? Your kids got you into it.
Well, exactly.
So this next generation of millennials and Gen Xers, they're the ones who are liking the country stuff. What do you think that's about?
I think it's great. I love that stuff. It's just so simple, honestly, compared to some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
It's just so simple, easy to listen to. I mean,
it's sentimental.
You got guys selling out Gillette Stadium like Kenny Chesney, which is, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So country is big.
It's sentimental, I think. That's what I like about a lot of the stuff. You can actually listen to the lyrics. They're beautiful melodies, and it's romantic. I think a lot of it's very romantic.
Oh, I agree.
I was surprised. All right, let me just check in with some more people because they pop up constantly. Patricia Powell has checked in. I think she's in Florida. Mario Davila, my sweetheart from Brandy's. Oh, my God, I love Mario. Mario, I have to bring you this tequila that my friend brought me that he wants us to taste, and I'm going to have you be the tequila taster. On the camera, we have to zoom Mario in. He is a tequila expert. And so we'll do that maybe next week. Suzanne Mason has joined us. Hi, Suzanne. And Mark Sittler. Mark Sittler is Stephen Elbell's sister's husband. So he is watched us many, many times. It is Jackie Sittler's birthday today. Happy birthday, Jacqueline. All right. So
I was going to say something about country music. They usually say that country music, they're right from a storytelling point of view a lot of time, more than some of our rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to it.
Yeah, it's definitely driven. It's story driven.
It definitely is. Maybe that's what I like more about it.
And you know what I just watched that I think you guys would love unless you've already seen it, is the Shania Twain story. It's a documentary. Have you seen that?
I haven't
seen it.
It's so good. I was going to say Garth Brooks, Shania Twain. Those are the two. Faith Hill, Tim McGraw. Those are your Amy Grant. Those are your crossover artists, right? When I think of crossover, and I think they're responsible for a lot of this but Shania Twain's story is so good. I didn't realize she had a lot of tragedy, I won't, what in her life before she became famous, and she just was very driven. She was very focused, and she just always was such a wonderful person. She never got caught up in things she shouldn't have been caught up in. She was very, very focused. But I highly recommend it. You probably, if you have time to watch the documentary.
I recommend the Ken Burns, if you have time.
Yeah.
The Ken Burns documentary on country music.
Ken Burns. Okay, I'm gonna write that.
Oh, I think is that the PBS one?
Yes, 8 episodes.
Yes,
it's
really
very good.
It is wonderful.
Yeah,
You've watched it, Brian? I haven't seen it. Okay, I'm gonna have to catch up.
It was on a little while ago, but it literally runs the gamut from really early country and brings it up to today, or it's excellent.
The story about Charlie Rich was one of my favorites in that whole thing. How they didn't tell anybody. They didn't tell anybody that he was black at all. They would introduce Charlie Rich. And he would come out, and the audience would go quiet.
Oh, Charlie cried.
Charlie Pride.
Charlie
That's right.
Pride,
Charlie
right?
Pride.
Charlie Richards,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Silver Fox.
That was
Remember?
amazing.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he would start playing, and everybody would just
They had no
join
idea.
in. Yeah.
Right. Wow.
They had
And
no
speaking
idea.
of country music, Kenny Holcomb has joined us. Our friend Kenny.
Hi, Kenny.
Hi, Kenny. How you doing, honey? We're just talking about country music. So if you've just popped on, this is our friend Brian. My friend from high school. I'm claiming him, but I'm sharing him with all of you tonight. He's a lovely, lovely human being, and he's DJ Brian. So Brian, so you do that in the summertime. I know that's your gig in the summer. You're busy in the summer. That's like but you also all year long DJ and do lots of different things.
I
right?
do a lot of So I just figured it out today. I've been doing this 41 years.
Wow.
So yeah, I started when I was 3. But thank you, Leo. So, but no, I do a lot of benefit stuff now. I really listen. I'm not going to retire off of this. I just love doing it.
Yeah.
So a lot of autism stuff, a lot of veteran stuff.
Wow.
So Light It Up Blue and some of the veterans things, and just a lot of benefit stuff. Just to,
but that's wonderful.
I have a question for you. So what is the one song that gets, no matter what event, that gets everybody out to the floor, that gets everybody at least, either dancing or in that mood?
Honestly, my wife just said it to me. She's absolutely right. Cotton Eye Joe.
Cotton Eye Joe.
Yep. Honestly.
Isn't that funny?
So we'll be up north. It'll be a slow night, whatever. And my wife's always with me. It's like Cotton Eye Joe. And literally, it's funny because I'm talking 6 to 60. They're out there.
Yeah.
It's cool. I mean, I'll probably play that 3 times in the course of a night, of a 3-hour night.
Interesting.
Because people come that had, can you play that? I did, but yeah, I'll do it again. So it brings everybody out. It's amazing.
Isn't that funny? Even at baseball games, they put that up on the Jumbotron. It's the craziest thing, and everybody's dancing. A few people have joined us. We got Dominic Pupa, who is Brian. Dominic Pupa is a destruction. He's a tornado.
You think? I'm reading the comment. I'm going, I really like this guy.
Oh, he's fantastic.
I'm hanging with him.
He's a comedian. And did I miss the erotic poetry dance-off? We have not done that yet, Dominic, because you have not been here. But
Dominic shared a great post on the Facebook about Cher hanging out with Tina Turner in Paris.
Oh, my God.
And just how he was jealous. It was great.
I read it today. It was fantastic. Now, I will give you a sneak peek to December. This is Dominic. He's in our calendar, dancing in front of the Christmas tree after a half a bottle of wine, perhaps
reading erotic poetry. I think that's what he was doing.
No, that post was fantastic, Dominic.
How do I get to be July? That's all I want to know. I want to be
July?
a month. And I'll wear the apron. I have to wear something under it because the apron will be really pissed if I don't. But I want.
Well, you guess who was our July guy for this year?
Who?
Eddie Kutu.
Stop it.
No, Ed Kutu was our Mr. July.
Oh my God, how ironic is that?
Is that crazy that you said
funny.
that?
Well, I'm just thinking that did we just fill up our 12th spot right here?
I don't know because we only have one spot left.
So I'm going to be around another year. So
and Brian Johnston, did anybody claim July?
No, I don't think anybody's claimed July yet.
My birthday month.
Well, then
my cousin. I know, Brian. Listen, I mean, maybe you're just throwing it out there, but there is one slot left, and let me know if that's something you want to do. I'll send you an apron.
All right.
Couples are welcome. Remember.
Oh yeah, you and your wife can do it.
Oh, I don't know. Just give me the wife look. We'll talk about that later.
All right. See, I know. I'm telling you. All right. So now, Brian,
yes.
You also work. You work in Stoneham still, right? You're a Stoneham guy.
Yep.
Can't get out, which I love because all our friends in Stoneham. By the way, Peg Gallagher also popped on.
Yep.
Billy Young popped on. So you work for Stoneham. You work for the police department, right?
Yeah. So I'm a 911 public safety dispatcher, police, fire, EMS.
Amazing.
A little over 20 years, among other things. I'm the animal control officer, and
And you just and you help a lot of people, honey. You help a
I
lot of
I hope
people.
so. I try.
No, you do. You're one of the, Brian, like to me, when I think about Brian, I think he was one of those guys that stayed in town and like preserved so much of the good stuff that I always loved about Stoneham. And like you just kept the tradition on because it's such a great place to grow
It
up.
really is.
You know what I got on tonight, Brian, for you? I got it's
See,
my Stoneham shirt. It says property of Stoneham, but it's
we know that.
spelled, it's pronounced Stoneham.
Proper pronunciation right there.
Right there.
We know it.
It's spelled like Stoneham, but we pronounce it Stoneham. So
We do.
I got this shirt in I forget the name of the company that I got it from, but it's all Massachusetts stuff. So Stoneham Fire Department as well. You're the dispatcher for.
Yep.
Wow.
Police, fire, and the ambulance. Yeah, we do it all.
Police, fire. So you see, Brian's like the good guy. He's like, last of the good guys, and he's out there. And like, so Brian, during COVID, you must have been like super, super, super busy, right?
It really was. Things changed like with everything else.
Yeah.
Just figuring out what these guys were walking into and so forth. Everything changed. And like you said, things changed and some things are still like that, which I kind of like. I think we're more careful now than we were, which I like, all around. So we treat things, I think, more carefully.
Yeah, I know. And but I a lot of people, when I mention your name, it's like it's nice to have someone on your team that you grew up with. Like, it's just nice. It's like as we get older, sometimes a lot of us have left and there's not a lot of connection left to the hometown. There's a few people, but I got to say, I'm very blessed because a lot of my family still lives there.
Yeah.
So many of our friends still live there. I see, like I was talking about Peg Gallagher and Mary Kyle, Nancy Pizzotti a few times. I've run into these people and it's just nice.
I run into Peg. I run into Nancy. I actually used to go to karaoke with Kevin, Peg's brother. So we used to go on a regular basis.
Oh, cool.
But good family, really good family.
Yeah. And now, so is your wife also a Stoneham girl?
No, she's a Somerville girl. She's actually born in Portugal. She was born in Portugal. She came over here when she was like 10. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all right. So, Brian, I also want to talk about you. I remember a lot of us used to do theater in high school. That I got to say, there was such a great theater program at Stoneham High, and band, the drama department, music department. And you were always one of those people that was involved in a lot of different things. But didn't you also had a company for a while? Do you still have that company where you did did you do clown stuff as well?
No, that was you're thinking of John Hubbard.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
But didn't you have an entertainment company for a while, or you still do? Or is that your DJ company?
The DJ company, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a class act music entertainment.
Okay. And so if people want for a backyard event, or do you do things as small as that? Okay, so backyard events, weddings, all kinds of things. And you put your and you put your whole playlist together as you go for these different events, or do you have set lists?
I'll build it, but then it'll get tweaked with requests and everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I have that basic list to go by. Usually I'll meet with whoever it is 1 or 2 times before the event just to get an idea of what they want to hear,
Yeah.
And then we'll tweak it.
But DJing itself has changed so much since we were in high school, right?
Yeah, I'm not lugging crates of vinyl anymore.
Well, that's what it is. Because I remember when I was in high school, before I moved to Stoneham, I went to St. Clement's and Somerville, and I used to DJ those parties, and exactly that. I used to carry crates and crates of albums, and that's how we did it. And people come up and say, "Do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have that?" So that's changed so much. Let's just stop and say hi to Lynn Portis. She is my best friend and musical director. You guys would love each other. She says, "There's no place like home." You're right, Lenny. So, and that has changed a lot. And then, so you have to just keep upgrading equipment, I would imagine, right?
So yeah. Sound wise, yes. Speakers and so forth. But it's all, literally, and it's all done on a laptop now. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm not breaking my back lugging. It was vinyl, then it was CDs.
Right.
And those kids, anyone who's young out there going, "What's vinyl?" You'll
Right.
learn.
I know,
33s
but
and
a lot
45,
of it is going back.
right?
I mean, not
It's
DJing, but
coming
a lot
back.
of people buying vinyl again. I
It
still have
is.
a
It's
ton.
coming back. I love it.
Yeah, I love
And
it too. There's
yeah,
no
I mean,
sound like it.
there isn't.
Yeah, when that
Um,
needle hits that,
right?
I love that
And
sound.
the crackling if it's not just right.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I went from vinyl to CDs, and then to the laptop. So
And
it's nice. Okay.
No, I was gonna say when
Oh,
I think of like vinyl, I think of because we talk about this all the time with like the younger people. When albums would come out, I don't know if you were this kind of kid, but I was. If there was an
mhm.
album coming out, say like Stevie Wonder or Elton John, like those were my guys. I used to stand in line at the record store for
Oh,
like hours. Was an
it'd be
album
like what?
was released, and we'd go to Harvard Square.
I was going to say strawberries or the Harvard Coupe. Oh God.
Yeah, absolutely. And you would stand for hours waiting for these albums to be released. And
Yeah.
sometimes the artist would be there. Like I met Donna Summer one time,
Oh,
and
how
she
cool is
signed
that?
the album. It was like a big deal,
Oh,
but I kind of miss that. And I feel
yeah.
like these kids are missing out on all that great stuff because now it's just like it's all streamed, right? It's all of it is
It's
streamed.
just it's changed so much.
Yeah.
And what they're listening to. I mean, there's still some good stuff. Don't get me wrong. There's still some good stuff out there that's new.
Yeah. And how
Um,
did your love of music how did this all start, Brian? Like, did your dad DJ or were you
oh
someone that
no. So I was raised in a musical family. My dad was from Alabama.
wow.
He was a professional harmonica player, and you'll remember this because thank God you're my age. But community auditions.
Of
So
course.
my dad took home the grand championship trophy
Really?
for harmonica. Yeah. So he
Wow.
won that. My brother was a guitarist, so it's all I didn't have um, I wasn't able to play an instrument. I just didn't have that motivation. But so I
But
just
you grew up a music lover.
yeah, it's all my whole house. I mean, growing up, that's what it was.
Yeah, because it comes
So
from somewhere. It all comes from
and
somewhere.
I think the country probably comes from my dad way back when because he was listening to classic country that we call classic now, but then it was new.
Yeah.
So I think
So
that's where it all
cool.
comes from. But yeah, it was really cool.
All right. So Dennis Martinez has also joined us. I'm gonna take a minute. Leo, would you pop back in and join us, my friend? Leo's gonna join us, and we're gonna do the food section of our show, which we do usually around this time. Leo, why are you? What's going on? Leo's got.
I'm
a little
looking for my.
smirk
I'm
on.
looking for my. There we go.
Oh,
Okay.
there it is. Go ahead, keep eating. Okay, so
I can't remember without seeing it.
the food
Actors.
section of our show, that's why we have it on our apron, is called Go Ahead, Keep Eating. So we're going to do this together, gentlemen. You're going to help me. So on the count of three, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then say, Go ahead, keep eating. So you're going to help us, Brian. Ready?
I got this.
1, 2, 3. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead. Keep
keep eating. Thank you so much. So what did I make tonight? As everybody knows, for a couple of months, I've been on the keto because I wanted to be able to get into my suit for the wedding. And you know what? I did. I was able to get into my suit. But guess what? My gift to myself for getting into that suit is that I can go off my diet now for a few weeks and just eat whatever I want. Okay, so what did I make tonight?
I'm loving it. The fat guy over here is loving this. What do we got, Mo?
Listen, we're all fat, Brian. We're all fat. And you know what? Lynn Portis and I wrote a song during COVID called "Everyone's Fat in COVID" because that's what we did. We just kept eating. Okay, so what did I make? I have shrimp here. I always have to read what I put in it because I'm one of these kitchen sink kind of cooks. I throw everything in. So this is shrimp in Thai chili sauce with snow peas and carrots. I put extra crushed red peppers in there because I like it hot over yellow rice. The yellow rice I did not make. It's out of a box. But that's what I'm eating. Kind of like I made my own Chinese food.
I love the huts too. I'm with you.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I prefer yellow rice.
Yep.
You know what I really like, which they don't make so much in New York, but in Massachusetts it's huge. Rice pilaf.
Oh yeah.
It's just like such a big thing. Like when you go to restaurants in Massachusetts, they go potatoes. Do you want French fries, baked potato, or rice pilaf?
Right.
I
It's so
don't
weird
know.
how different parts of the country don't have different.
Yeah.
They used to do that out here, but they don't do that anymore.
But in New York, never. I've never. You know what else they don't have in New York, Brian? Like they have in Massachusetts. Like in Massachusetts, you go to a pub and you can get amazing steak tips. Like amazing. Like these Irish pubs. They don't have that here. I
Really?
can never find good steak tips.
So you got to come back home and visit again.
I know, and I love that bun ratties in Reading. That's
there you go. Yep.
So what did I make for a salad tonight? This is romaine lettuce with Kalamata olives, little English cucumbers, which I love, and peaches, because I'm going with summer fruit, peaches and Parmesan shavings. Yes, doesn't that sound good? And this is what I put in it. I had to show you because these little, I've been doing this. I used to buy big things of olive oil, but now I've been buying these little pairings from different companies and writing. This is from the Boston Olive Oil Company. Usually I buy from the New England Olive Oil Company, but I think they've been on vacation because it's hard to get them to deliver. But so my sister buys it. That they're in Concord. When I go out to Concord, I buy it from them. But I did order from this company, and this is it's BAKLOUTI Beluti green chili pepper infused olive oil and mango white balsamic vinegar. So these I've been buying these great little pairings, and they have all kinds. So I highly recommend them. Yeah. And this is particular company is the Boston Olive Oil Company. The other one I love. I actually love it more because they're really mom and pop shop, and I highly recommend them. Is the New England Olive Oil Company, and they are in West Concord, Massachusetts.
Okay.
So I like to mom and pop shop it. That's just me.
I agree.
You know. Speaking of which, I always pull Leo and I always put a plug in for our friend Ken Patton. He has this amazing company called Ken's Perfect Jams. I have gifted these jams to so many of my friends, and I will continue to do so. But especially now that the fall is coming, these are such great. And it's Leo, wouldn't you say it's the most reasonable thing? Like,
yeah.
They're so reasonably priced.
And the care that's put into them, they're so good.
And they're like, I went and ordered some stuff this week, but they run out of because he makes things in small batches, sells them. So everything's always fresh. Because my sister's wedding anniversary was this week, so I sent her a bunch of those.
Nice.
And I couldn't find the Maria's Jam. They're out of the Maria's Jam because he created a jam for me, which was so great.
It's a popular jam.
That's a good thing, though.
It is a good thing, but he said they're sold out of the Maria Jam, so he's making another one, and they're sold out of the Pride Jam too, which I love.
Oh,
but
nice.
so that's I made that, and then for dessert, since I'm off my diet.
Oh boy.
I know. Whoopie pie. Brian, do you remember these?
Oh, stop it. I just had one on the way home tonight from Maine.
Come on, are you kidding me?
Maria, there's a place up by my daughter that sells, probably 25 different flavors of whoopie pies.
No, really?
I got my wife a regular one, and I had the lemon, which is really good.
Oh, lemon.
So you're talking about the lemon cookie and then all the cream. It's always chocolate.
So it's the lemon. Cream. Yeah, the lemon sponge with, I think, regular cream in it.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean?
That sounds... Where is that place, Brian?
It's in Kennebunk, Maine. It's a gas station with a market in it. And it's so good.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
I know my whoopie pies.
So, you know what?
I know my damn whoopie pies. What?
I'm telling you, some force from above told me to get a whoopie pie tonight. I got it at Whole Foods.
Isn't that funny, though?
Yeah, I mean, I love whoopie pies, but I never see them here in New York. But I was like, they're really big in New England.
Oh, they really are.
Yeah. So I was trying to go for New England kind of.
Next time I go to Maine, I'm going to send you a couple.
Oh my God!
Let's face it, they're like Twinkies. They're going to last forever. Who's kidding?
Oh my God, that's true. And what else do they have in Maine but lobster? Oh my God, I saw all your posts about lobsters.
See, I'm not. My wife's over there getting excited. I'm not a lobster guy.
You're not?
My wife and daughters are.
Same here.
Thank you. See, I'm really liking Leo. We're gonna hang Leo soon.
Oh no, you and Leo would be amazing for what now. Well, now you're connected. You will be amazing friends.
I'm coming to New York. I want to see everybody. So,
yes.
But yeah, my wife, obviously being born in Portugal, is a seafood freak.
Of course.
And she's got my daughters turned on to it. Thank God Elijah doesn't like lobster. It'll save me a couple of bucks. You know?
It's true.
That kid would eat like 4 of them.
What do you go for instead of lobster? What's your?
Well, I'll do like a fish and chips. I'll do a haddock and a fried haddock or something. But beyond that, not much.
Really, I like scallops. I'll do scallops. I like scallops if they're
Yeah,
good.
see, I'm not.
Scallops.
They're kind of fishy to me.
Lobster and crab.
I love scallops too. I love it. You know what's
mussels
funny?
I love too.
Brian, you'll get this, but nobody else will get this. The Boston people. There's something in Massachusetts that doesn't exist anywhere else, and it's scrod. And like you bake scrod. You're like I just thought that was always a fish, and then when you leave Massachusetts, you're like nobody else knows what that is.
No.
And what that is basically is what, Brian? It's like kind of fish of the catch of the day kind of sort of thing.
Yeah,
right?
pretty much. It's just it's a different name for whatever they catch.
Well, whatever they catch that day, they just call it baked scrod. But we always thought like it was an actual fish called a scrod. But my Massachusetts people are laughing now because.
But they get it.
They get it.
You know?
Nobody nowhere else in the country is baked scrod on every single menu.
Leo thinks it sounds dirty. Leo's going scrod.
No, but
right. And they used to say, come on and get scrod. Because it's like,
But I'll go across the street and get a steak and cheese and they can have their seafood, but that's kind of like how it works.
So crazy. Now, you said your wife is from Portugal, was born there.
Yep.
And you can tell her this, or maybe she'll hear it. The best wedding I ever went to for food-wise, because our Italian weddings are always great. But my cousin Robbie Crinelli, who's married, is Rena Crinelli's little brother, married a beautiful Portuguese girl named Michelle Souza, de Souza, and their wedding, they had all Portuguese seafood. It was the best food, and it just kept coming.
Oh, those people put on a spread, man. They really
my God. Platters and platters of seafood. I was like, wow.
Oh, yeah. And
hands
the
down.
wine
Hands down, best food. Anyway, those Portuguese, they know their seafood.
They really do. That's why I married her, and that's why I'm big now. But
listen, it means you're enjoying life, Brian. You're enjoying life.
Oh.
If I wasn't on stage all the time, I would be fine. I forget about it. And
I hear you.
Well, it's not like Maria's sitting down right now. She sits down for an hour a week.
But normally, that's all I do. This is the only
I know. I see. You're always going.
I know, honey. But you know what? And even my girlfriend's always like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, I said, there was this, my mother used to say in Italian when we were kids that she grew up, her dad always used to say, chi si ferma è perduto, which means he who stops is lost. So that was the motto. And Rena will back me on this. My cousin Rena, that was the mantra of my family. All growing up, chi si ferma è perduto. It's like, so in my head is like, if you stop, it's over.
Oh,
you're lost in life. You're lost. You can never stop.
You have definitely followed that through, though, kid.
But you know what? I'm okay.
Times 10.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, absolutely. Good for you.
I know. Even like this week, because one of the places that I work at, the duplex, they had an electrical fire, and so they are shut down until they fix it, which is probably be by next week. But so a lot of us, I have a few shifts that I've missed now.
Yeah.
And then I went to the wedding, so I was kind of like in a panic. And I said, I also Uber. And I said to my girlfriend, I'm going to Uber a few days this week. She's like, Jesus Christ, why don't you just take a few days off? Like, would it kill you to just not do anything for a day or two? And I thought, I was like, it's foreign to me. I thought,
you wouldn't know what the hell to do with yourself.
Right. Honestly. And I was like, well, I should make some money because I'm not. She's like, all right, do whatever you want. I'm just saying, maybe it would be okay to take a day off.
There's this thing that, called rent. Yeah. And the food and.
Right. I know, but you know what? She's right. As a matter of fact, she just joined us. Judy Mesa, Eudania Mesa.
Hi, Senator. Sleep.
Senator Mesa. Sleep. Right. Okay. You see, you should sleep. It's true. We just had this conversation today. She's like, oh my God.
Yeah, but that's sleeping is what you do when you're waiting for your parking spot. I think I got
oh my God, that was the conversation. Okay, So this doesn't happen in Stoneham, but it's a big thing in New York. Oh my God, Leo, thank you. That's exactly what Judy and I were talking about. Because I get home from work, and one of my jobs, I get home at about 3:30 in the morning, right? Which sounds like late, but that's my early
No, I
night.
get it. Yeah.
That's my early night. Now, there's no parking at 3:30 a.m. because everybody's asleep.
Yep.
Nobody's moving their cars. So what I usually, but at 5 a.m., that's when people start going to work. So my other jobs, I get home at 5 a.m. and usually guys and girls are driving off to work.
You slide into a spot. Yeah.
Right. And then it works out. But this is what I have to do on Monday nights. I have to park at a hydrant. And I know that the cops are not going to ticket me in the middle of the night because they're sleeping too. And then
no, she's not lying, Leo.
I have to try to, I'm not. This is my crazy life. I have to try to stay awake until 5 a.m. So I usually do things. Sometimes that's when I start making sauce. Oh. I start making my sauces at 3:30 on a Monday night, and then I cook whatever. And then I go back out there. I walk my dog, and we go to the car, and that's when I find parking. And Judy's like, "You're crazy. You're absolutely crazy."
That's funny.
People sleep, like I said. It's called sleep. She's. I know, honey. I was telling everybody that you're telling me to take a few days off. I'm trying.
Hey, that's the other thing we have in common is that you have a Cavalier and my daughter breeds Cavaliers, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Blend them so they're the same colors.
Brian, I specifically said to Leo, I'm going to send you a picture of London. That's our. Oh, there she is.
Oh,
is she so cute?
So my daughter has 3 right now, mother and son, and then we went to Tampa and got a female from a breeder because she's going to breed the son with the female.
Oh my God!
We went to Tampa for the day. I'd love to tell you that story, but anyway, went like 8 in the morning, came back at midnight just to pick up the dog.
Oh well, listen, I know because Judy she's a dog lover. There's Twinkie. There's the other dog.
Oh my God!
There's our other dog, Twinkie. She is a golden doodle, I think, or a labradoodle.
A
labradoodle.
I always say most of the time I like 4-legged better than 2. You know what I mean? It's like seriously.
Dogs are the best people.
I have a rank of children over adults, animals over children.
Dogs rule. Oh.
Dogs are absolutely.
Yeah, I have 2, and then my daughter has the 3 Cavaliers.
So
color.
Have you always had Cavaliers?
She probably got, so Amber's her first one who's going to be 6, I think. So she's had Amber for 6 years. She bred Amber, and that's where Jack came from. So it's mother and son.
Okay.
And then Zoe, we went down to pick up from a breeder in Tampa.
Wow.
So she, I have a husky, a Siberian husky.
I thought I saw. That's why I asked you. Now, is it true that because I used to have a Samoyed, that white husky for years in Stoneham. This was before you're the dog guy, so you know. This is before leash laws. Do you remember this?
Oh yeah.
In the 80s, you could let your dogs literally roam around the neighborhood.
Yeah, there was no rules.
But they would come back.
It's so sketchy.
I know. Your dog was trained, so we would let Bianca out. That was my dog's name. She would go and she would just visit all the neighbors, and then you just call Bianca, and she would come back.
That's amazing.
It was crazy, so different than it is now.
I have a Cocker Spaniel who someone turned into me 4 years ago. He was abandoned. He was turned into me. I held him. Supposed to hold him for 70. I held him for 10 days, and then my daughter said, "Hey, let's adopt him." So, of course, I can't say no to my kids. Well, they're in their 20s, and I still haven't learned.
I know. You're a pushover, though. You always were a pushover. I love that about you.
Can you call my parents for me, Brian?
Leo, you'd love me. I am that parent. Okay.
Yeah.
Call my mom and dad then.
No, my daughter did ask me. She's like, "Dad, I want to get another dog." And I put my foot down. You don't live with me, but whatever.
No, listen, you have to. My girlfriend loves dogs too. She's like a total dog lover. Now, can Andy Prasky says, "Can you wish my partner Sean a happy birthday? He listens every week with me. Can we all say at the count of 3, happy birthday, Sean? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Sean!
What better birthday wish can you get than that, huh?
That means he's a Leo, right? So
that's
Leo,
right.
Right now we're in Leo season.
That's
we're
right.
In Leo season.
Yep.
That's why we had Leo be Mr. August because of he's not a Leo. You're a Sagittarius.
I'm a Sagittarian.
Yeah, I'm a Cancer, so I'm July. So
that's not. Cancers are very easygoing.
Yeah.
Very easygoing people.
Don't say it, honey. My wife's over there going, right. So,
What's your wife? What's her sign?
Marriage count.
She is a Taurus.
Oh wow, she's
Oh.
intense.
Full,
That's
right?
intense.
Yeah, I know. Yep. So,
Tauruses are intense.
yeah,
I have
that's right.
many Taurus friends.
I want to get that one wrong.
Yeah, no, you can't get it wrong. You better not, Brian. You're going to be a
May
big-
19th.
You'll be eating lobster for a year.
Guess who
Right.
who just joined us? Ed Kutu. He says, "Hi guys, just made it tonight. Hi, sweetheart." So he's at Blade Salon in Rocky Hill, Connecticut. Hi, Brian. He says, Rocky Hill,
nice
Connecticut.
to hear from you.
And he's a sweetheart. He joins us almost every week, but sometimes he works late.
I follow him on Facebook, so
yeah, he was our Mr. July. He was Mr. July in the calendar.
That's right. See, I want to.
I know Brian is saying he wants to be Mr. July.
Pass the torch, Eddie. Pass the torch.
That's it. The original. So this is the original calendar. We're gonna do this every year now. 2022 was the original, but we have also now filled the dance card has been filled for 2023.
Nice.
This is our list. If somebody drops out, then they'll be. But right now, I'm thinking we're filled.
Thinking we're filled.
Although Brian, you have to run it by your wife and make sure we. As a matter of fact, I want her to send me a permission slip signed by her that says I can release it because I don't want to be in trouble. I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
She's seen me in an apron. She said, "If you guys can put up with it, fine."
Okay. Listen, this is the beauty of the calendar. That's it. I'm telling you, the nothing but the apron calendar.
Oh my God.
All right. So we're coming towards the. Oh my God, the show is flown by.
Oh my fun though.
It's so much fun. So Brian, I love you to death, honey. I can't thank you enough for being so easygoing. Sean says thank you for my birthday. Was just Sean, it is our pleasure. We love Andy and we love you as well. Thank you for every week checking in with us.
I want to share something with you,
yes,
Maria.
Please.
We want to take a look at what we've been talking about. Here's our Wyoming primary results so far.
What is it looking like? Not so good, right?
Cheney's been on the list for the whole week, so she is running at 31% right now, lower than Harriet Hageman, who's at 64%.
Yeah, it doesn't look like she's going to win it. But you know what? I do feel, and look, I'm a Democrat. I have always been a Democrat. But and Brian, you'll attest to this. When we were growing up, it wasn't a division. We were all grew up together. You didn't even know who was a Republican or Democrat. You just were either a good person or not a good person. And I do want to remind everybody to vote. Vote with your heart. Vote for yourself, for your kids, for your daughters. You know, it's just. And I said this to Leo before the show. If there's fringe people on both sides, and they get the most attention because they make the most noise. But most of us are in the middle. Most of us just want to be able to take care of our families, take care of our pets, ourselves. Yep. And most of us get along beautifully.
Yeah, we were the ones that got along. We got the good report cards in school. We were the ones that kept up in school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
And I'm still with you guys. The report card thing, not so much, but whatever.
Yeah, but listen, and I want to thank you, Brian, because you do amazing things for the town of Stoneham. Everybody sleeps better at night because you're behind that dispatcher mic. So thank you for taking care of my hometown. Thank you for being such a sweetheart. Thank you for DJing all these years. And as we are, filing out here, do you want to leave our friends with something hopeful about being a creative person?
Oh, on the spot.
Yeah.
Listen, just stay positive. Everybody just stay happy. Stay positive. Look what we just went through. So let's just move forward, just being positive.
Yes, thank you, my friend. And thank you for you being that positive person.
It was so nice to see you, Leo.
So nice to see you, honey. And I hope maybe in the fall when I come back to visit, maybe we'll have a cup of coffee in Stone.
I would love to.
And I'd love to meet your wife and
Absolutely.
And your grandsons and your daughter. So.
Oh my God, yeah.
And the dogs.
I am.
Oh,
We'll
and the
definitely-
dogs. Oh my God. Absolutely. Okay, so everybody's
All right.
signing off from What's the Story with Maria. Thanks to Brian Johnston. Jim Bell, our producer and engineer for Armed Radio, is going to put this into podcast. It's going to be on Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. We want to thank everybody there. And Leo Rodriguez, where would I be without you?
No.
Good night, everybody.
Leo,
Have
you
a
rock, buddy.
great week. And as Brian said, stay positive.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Brian and Leo are going to be friends.
Oh, we definitely are.
That's
Definitely.
We'll become steadfast friends.
Oh, you're taking me out for whoopie pies, that's for sure.